Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back, and we've got the match reaction. Newcastle 1, Manchester United 1. What can we say about that? I mean, this is probably going to be a quick one because there's not much you can say about that performance. Horrific, dreadful, unacceptable. They're all words that come to mind. I think, but at the same time, I'm not entirely surprised, and that's because I can understand, and I'm not someone who's, well, I try not to be someone who's biased towards these players and just go with the media driven like agendas and opinions. I think I've said for a long time a lot of these players aren't good enough, but the media won't go at them and will blame however many other players. You look at this team today. When you think of players that gets lambasted by the press about who is not good enough and who is good enough, two players come to mind for me: Pogba and Martial. None of them played today, and that was our worst performance I think I've seen. Well, it's up there with. Is it worse than some of the ones we saw under? Well, then is it worse than all the ones we saw under Solskjaer? It's got to be close. It's got to be close. And the two players that the media insists are the problem players and aren't good enough aren't in the squad today. Yet, all these amazing players like the Rashfords, the Bruno Fernandezes, the Greenwood. Oh, they're here. They're playing. They're playing right now. Even the fans, Dano, Tellez, these two amazing fullbacks that we supposedly have. That the reason we're not winning loads of games and winning trophies is because they're not playing. Well, they've played today. Wish they hadn't, because they were piss poor. Especially Dalot. Dreadful today, Dalot. But yet, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Because their names isn't Martial, isn't Wan-Bissaka, isn't Paul Pogba. I mean, Fred and McTominay again today. Dreadful. Joel Linton ran that midfield, got man of the match, alongside Sean Longstaff and John Joe Shelby. They play for Newcastle. Joel Linton was signed as a striker, and they're running the midfield up against McTominay and Fred, who are supposedly Manchester United level players. Our midfield is dreadful, and I don't understand why Ralf Rangnick has got playing this system. We've known that our midfield is not good enough, and look, while I think Ralf Rangnick was a good appointment and long term might be a good appointment as a manager, but to play this formation is a joke. Why are we doing it? Because what it does is, especially right now, what is leaving this area open. Well, you guys can't see the area. You can't see me highlighting areas. This area. Can I get like a square or something? We'll just do this. Can I rotate it? This area right here, left open all the time. And when these players look to fill it, we're then missing a player. Not just that, is even when we do have a player in here, so in this 4-2-3-1 which we used to play, even with that area filled, when well, I'll put Fred and McTominay in. Fred and McTominay never was able to control a game, get a hold of a midfield. Yeah, that was with a free man. Yeah, what we've done instead is we've gone, you two who can't control the game will get hold of the game anyway. Do it on your own. We'll take away that third man that was there, that should be there to help him. And then we wonder why these two can't control the game. They've never been able to, and yet we're asking them to do it more with a player missing. It's stupidity from Ralph Rangnick, and he has to be criticised. He's stuck with this group of players that under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer we said weren't good enough. Under Carrick they weren't good enough, and he's stuck with them still. It's not good enough. I mean, again, I can give you the man of the match already. It's David De Gea. Without De Gea, we lose today. It's embarrassing. I'm going to give De Gea a 9 straight away. I'm just, I don't know what to say. Like I said, but the actual issues won't ever be addressed because they're favourites, and this club is full of favourites FC and Player FC, Bruno FC, Rashford FC. I don't mind it. Like, I'm a massive Martial fan. You could say I'm Martial FC or whatever it is. But at the same time, even though I'm a big fan of Martial, when he needs criticising, I'm more than happy to do that. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Ralph Rangnick appointment. But I'm going to criticise him today because he's not good enough. Keeping Rashford on today for the full 90 minutes. Criminal. He was dreadful today. And yes, you get at moments, you have moments where Rashford played a really nice ball out to Alex Telles. And Cavani nearly scored from the resulting cross, from the Telles resulting cross. Yes, you have moments like that, but at the same time, Dan James had things like that. I remember a ball from Dan James in his opening season against Norwich from the right, amazing crossfield ball to the left where Rashford then scored from. Just because he does that doesn't mean he's good enough and has played well enough. And Rashford's played like this for about a year now, and people still go, "Oh, it's bad form, it's this, that." No, he's just not good enough. He really isn't good enough. I mean, that whole defence today, De Gea aside, can get in the bin. Weak, just not good enough. Bullied. Just outplayed. Dalot gets Dalot can get a 4 because he got kind of got an assist. If not, he'd be out of maybe a 3 or a 2. Varane, 3. All over the place today, Varane. Massively at fault for the first goal for me. Not good enough. Maguire, I think he was better than Varane, but not great. We'll get a 3. Telles, 3 as well. All of them poor. And Newcastle took advantage of him time and time again. McTominay and Fred. McTominay can have a 4 and Fred a 3. No, they can both have 4s. They weren't as bad as the back line, but weren't good at all. I mean, they're just not good enough, are they? They're just not good enough. They've been here, 7 years? They weren't good enough then. They're not good enough now. I've said Fred can be a good player if he finds consistency. But he won't, will he? He won't find consistency. At very best, Fred can be a good squad player for us. He can never be a first team player for us. McTominay, I think maybe he can be a squad player. But he's not good enough. And if we want to be a team that are winning Champions Leagues, are winning Premier Leagues, or at least competing for them, he can't play. Rashford, I don't want to be silly and just be like, "Oh, Rashford was awful, give him a 0." But he was dreadful today. He was dreadful. I'll give him a 2. Because at least he's done some things not terrible. I feel like even a world-class manager can't make this a winning title team. Well, there obviously has to be some criticism towards the manager and the players. Sorry, I think the manager deserves a lot of criticism as well. But the players, look, they let down. They've let managers down before, haven't they? But I mean, these players are going to keep getting away with it because they're overrated. A lot of them, like I keep saying, Rashford is. There's the amount of people that think he's a world beater and he's average. Well, he's probably below average. He's a Theo Walcott. I mean, Bruno Fernandes today. Wasteful. So wasteful, Bruno, today. On his day, he's fantastic. But far too often, he's doing... Oh, well, we'll go to this screen. He's picking... Well, where's Bruno? We'll change Ronaldo to Bruno. He's getting the ball in these sort of areas, about on the halfway line, and going, boom, smacking it all the time, long ball every time, just giving the ball away. Just not good enough on the ball there. You've got to keep the ball and pass it. Create chances. You look at Man City, you look at Liverpool. How do they play? They don't play long ball all the time. They have players that keep the ball, pass around, can hold the ball up. And this team, that starting 11 you're looking at today, no, apart from Ronaldo, none of them can do it. Rashford and Greenwood can't do it. And with Greenwood, I'll give him some slack. He's been in the first team now 3 years. But he's had Ollie coaching him. Marcus Rashford should be able to hold the ball up. He's about, 24 now? He should be able to hold the ball up. Should know not to dribble him into 5 players. But he doesn't. Look at Cavani. The amount of times we saw Cavani chest it like that into someone. That is something we see from Ronaldo, Martial, and Cavani. We don't see it from the others because they're not good enough. They just don't understand the importance of just getting the ball down and just knocking it into maybe the closest player to you. Just keeping the ball, keeping it moving. Get your opposition running around, and you'll create opportunities. I mean, I think this area here is a big issue when you've got a Rashford on it as well. I think in that first half, before Sancho came on, this area here, so open. I mean, second half, to be fair, when you put Rashford out on the left and Sancho came on, it became more compact, and which allowed Dalot and Telles to get forward. I think that's why we did look better in the second half. But at the same time, still an issue. And I think when you have Bruno playing in this central role here, and then you put one of your striker there, well, when your strikers back into your wing spot, then you'll have more plays and it will become easier. Bruno Fernandes, I mean, he wasn't great today, but he's one of the better performers. No, he gets a 4. No, I'll give him a 5 because of his part and his role in the assist. In the second half, he was much better, although he's still wasteful at times when he went into that pivot. He played a big part in the equaliser. That ball out today was very, very good. If that's Fred or McTominay, we don't get that today. Greenwood, anonymous in that first half. Really, really was. Oh, Ronaldo, 5. Ronaldo had absolutely nothing today. I can't remember Ronaldo doing a single thing. He was isolated. He had nothing. And same like I said, Greenwood was anonymous. Cavani, he had 2 chances, Cavani, in that second half. Apart from that, he had nothing. So we created, in the entire game, 2 chances for our striker. And we're playing second bottom in the league, Newcastle. Sorry. Embarrassing performance. Off the bench, Sancho. I thought he looked lively. Apparently he was one of the rumours are that he was one of the ones who had COVID. The squad. I think I can see why. I can kind of see that. I don't think he was dreadful, but a few sloppy passes here and there. I think he looked lively though, and so he gets a 5. And Cavani, I'm going to give a 7 to. I thought Cavani in the second half looked lively. Played that role alongside Ronaldo much better. Like I said, he came in, he was able to hold the ball up, like what you'd see from Yusuf Poulsen in Rangnick's RB Leipzig team was fantastic. Got his goal, 7. I think that's very fair. Matic, I thought he did all right. Not great, not amazing, not terrible. Average 6. And Ralph Rangnick is going to get a 4. You need to see more. Need to see more from him. Absolutely need to see more from Ralph Rangnick, because that team today was dreadful, and he needs to grow a pair of balls. Drop this rubbish. I know Martial wants to leave, but you cannot tell me Martial today would have done any worse than any of them, regardless of what you think of Martial. Yes, he might want to leave because he's not playing. You get him in this team alongside of Cristiano Ronaldo. Then he will drive us forward much better than what we've seen from Rashford whenever he's played up front alongside Ronaldo since Ralph Rangnick's come in. The players need to go. Maguire, he needs to leave. I mean, look, but then why are we? I don't see it's fair to signal out Maguire. Maguire today was no worse than Varane. He was no worse than him. These, like I said, the 2 players that always get signalled out in the media that they're the ones that let Man United and the manager down all the time. In Martial and Pogba, nowhere to be seen today. Didn't play in the last game against Norwich. Haven't played a lot this season. We've had his manager sacked. And is letting them down. You look at, we can go back however long. Louis Van, who was the best player in Louis Van Gaal's last season? Martial. Keeping a manager in a job. Mourinho, the best player under Mourinho the year he got sacked, probably Martial. I saw that Chelsea game back in Mourinho's last season when we drew 2-2. That the walls were out for Mourinho already at that point. Who was the one scoring all the goals and keeping him a job? Martial. Yet he's the one, apparently, that always is going to get a manager sacked. He's hardly played this season. Manager's been sacked and we're playing dreadfully. And the knives... And if we play like this, the knives will come out for Ralph Rangnick soon. But, I cannot remember who were some of the people that had COVID. But I think I heard Maguire was one of the people that got COVID. Look, I can't confirm this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure Maguire might have been one of the two or a few that had COVID. If so, I can see. I can see that. Like I said, Maguire weren't good. I've given him a 3 for a reason. But he was no worse than Varane. He was no worse than Varane. We just make top 4 even tougher for us. So, yes, but that's for us. And like I keep saying, these players here, they're not as good as the media likes to make out they are, and how a lot of Man United fans think they are. If I go through this team, the amount of I would ship off: De Gea I'd keep, Dalot I'd keep, Varane I'd keep, Maguire for the right fee I'd ship him off. Same Tellez. If you can get, same with Dalot. If you can get a good fee for them both, I would ship them off. But I'd keep them for backups. McTominay and Fred, I'm selling them. I'd probably release them both, to be honest, especially McTominay. Rashford, offer me 50 million for Rashford, I'm taking it. Offer me 30 million for Rashford, I'm taking it. 20, I'm taking it. I'm taking anything from Rashford. I don't think he's good enough. Bruno, if you can get him more like the Bruno we saw when he first signed, yes, I'm going to keep him, absolutely. But this Bruno that's constantly trying to play long, constantly trying to play the difficult pass every single time, I'm selling him. Greenwood, no, I'm going to keep him. Ronaldo, obviously, I'd keep him. Wan-Bissaka, I'd keep. Shaw, I'd keep. Henderson, I'd sell. Matic, I'd keep. Van der Beek, I'd keep. Alanga, I'd keep. Sancho, I'd keep. I'd keep. Obviously, I'd keep Cavani, but I'd sell him just because of his age. Believe in Ralph, we might make top 4. Look, I do believe in Ralph, but at the same time, like I said at the start of this preview, you've got when someone needs criticising, you've got to do it, and you've got to be fair. You can't just hide behind your loyalties and your bias. I said I'm very excited for Ralph Ragnick to come in, but he's not good enough so far. We should be seeing more than what we've seen. He needs to be braver with selections. He can't keep playing this rubbish and keep playing the same thing. And he can't keep dropping his better players. Rashford, dreadful again today, played 90 minutes. And he's been that way for a long time under Ralph. Where Rashford keeps getting away with stinkers. Sancho's played really well recently. Got dropped today. It doesn't make sense. And you've got to criticise Ralph when he deserves it. And I'm going to do that. Same way as if, look, like I keep saying, I'm a big fan of Martial. Martial played today and put in the performance that Greenwood did, that Rashford did, that Bruno did. I would criticise him the same I had for them. I remember against Sheffield United last season, he was awful. And I said it, I slated him in the match reaction. I'm a big fan of him. He wasn't good enough that day. Imagine United this season without De Gea. Yeah, we wouldn't be anywhere. Again, come the end of the season, I'll go over all of our games, or at least all the games I've done watch longs for, which is most of them. I missed Leicester, I missed Spurs, I missed the young boys, and the last young boys in the Champions League. I actually missed Newcastle at home. So I missed 4, about 4. But apart from that, I've got all the all of my player ratings, and we'll go, at the end of the season I'll go through and do average player ratings for everyone, and who's been given most amount of matches, and I can guarantee if things continue, it's going to be David De Gea by a massive landslide. De Gea's miles ahead at the moment. I haven't got the exact figures, but I just know he is because I remember the amount of times he's been given man of the match. Without De Gea, it would be mid-table. Greenwood got subbed. Rashford should have been the sub. Yeah, I agree. Got to go. About to drive to my internship. Good luck, NG, mate. Good luck. Look, at the moment, here's another Ollie. Like I said, you expect it not to be instant like that. To be playing exactly how Ralph Ragnick wants to play. But at the same time, I expect more than what we've seen today. That's my issue. Not that I don't expect to be playing instantly like Jurgen Klopp. and high pressing, or Ralph Rangnick's RB Leipzig team at their pinnacle. But I expect to be not putting in a performance like that is, as you say, a performance you'd expect under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and worse than what we've seen on probably worse than what we ever saw under Ole, or at least very, very close. That's my last point. And look, it's not an easy job for him. He's got to start making big decisions, start dropping some of this waste, and actually start trying to take us forwards. Look, if Maguire's not good enough, drop him. Stop playing him. I don't care if he's 80 million. If Ralph Rangnick don't think he's good enough, I know he didn't have the option today, don't play him. McTominay and Fred clearly aren't good enough, drop him. If you don't want to play Bruno, drop him. Stop sticking with this trash. Rashford has to be dropped. I don't see how he's not been. How can anyone look at Manchester United performances in the last year and think Rashford still deserves to be a first team player? It's a joke. But look, that is going to be where this match reaction ends. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. And it's on to the next one. Who's next? Who do we have next? We have Burnley next. We go to Burnley, and it's no easier. Burnley are going to be a harder team. They're going to be physical, and they're going to give us a challenge, especially if we play anywhere near like we did today. But I'll see you all in the next one for that game. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.